Hi, I'm Jen Spencer, and this is Jen Spencer's 10-Minute Book Club. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here tonight. I love it when you join us. Please make a comment or ask a question if you'd like, but please just enjoy this great video with author Jentry Flint. She is giving away a copy of her new book, Games in a Ballroom, and you're going to love hearing about it. If you ask a question or leave a comment, you will automatically be entered to win her book. Also, be sure to go to my website, sign up for my email newsletter. You can get a free book and lots of great information on my newsletter. Be sure to also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. You're going to love some of the content that I've created there. So now I'm so excited to introduce Jentry Flint. Jentry, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for inviting me.
I am so honored and so excited. I was sitting by somebody in church and she said, "Oh, my friend is a writer." And we got talking and you sounded like the perfect fit for the Jen Spencer 10-Minute Book Club. So I'm so pleased that you would agree to come on with us.
Happy to be here. Hopefully my friend didn't over exaggerate my abilities, but we'll see.
Hey, I feel like anybody who has written a book and taken the time and completed it, they deserve a lot of credit because it's harder than people think.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, so tell us a little bit about yourself and your books.
All right. Well, the quick summary would be, I guess I have to start with a confession. I
Love that.
hated books growing up. They were enemy number one. I I loathed them, and come to find out in the 5th grade, I was tested for dyslexia, and I have dyslexia. I believe I have a more mild case than others do, so I guess to explain it, my brain reads things backwards. So when
Interesting.
I read or write, things get flipped backwards.
Amazing.
Is like it's it's taken me a long time to get my brain trained to
Mm.
slow the words down. So, I mean, I think anything can be overcome with time and just trying. I mean, I'm still not perfect. My husband still reads my work and will help me flip things the right way because I'm like, well, doesn't that make sense? And he's like, close, and he'll flip it. And I think my editor, Lisa Mangum, does the same thing too. I think she kind of goes, oh, it's Gentry's work. Here we go. They both get me in the right place.
Oh, that's great. Well, good. Okay, so continue with your journey, your
Oh
story.
yeah. So I did not like books. I did not read books. I never even thought about being an author. That was never in my plan. Jumped future adult. I worked multiple jobs to get my husband through school. He finished, he graduated. We started having a family. I quit my jobs. I was bored. So I started watching period dramas and loved period dramas. And of course, the 6 hour Colin Firth, Pride and Prejudice,
Of course.
and so then I was like, well, this is a book. And I was like, well, why don't I try this book? Started reading, and to the point where I probably spent like $300 in a month on buying books. And my husband was like, we can't afford this new hobby. So he got me Kindle Unlimited. I just was reading so much. And then I started going, well, why don't I try writing? And because I wanted to write my own stories because I love just the history part of books.
Mm.
And started writing, and on a dare, I wrote for an anthology contest, and my very first work got picked up and
That is so great.
snowballed into where I am now.
Wow. Okay, so I want to take another sideline. What's your favorite period drama besides Pride and Prejudice? I mean, maybe that's not your favorite, but
It's a toss up between Wives and Daughters
oh,
Love that one.
I love that one. Yeah.
There's one that not very many people know about. It's called The Scapegoat.
Oh,
It's based, what's the year? It's right when like the television was becoming the thing and getting put in people's houses.
oh.
It's like it's just one of those transitional eras when like everybody was switching over. And it's about this doppelganger and they swap lives. And I mean, there is a little intimacy in it. You don't see anything, but you know about it. So fair warning. But oh, it's just deliciously good because you like the one guy, one doppelganger is the bad guy, and one doppelganger is the good guy, and it's so good.
So you've got a few books. Your first like full-length novel
Yes.
is Games in a Ballroom. Is that
Yes,
right?
that's my first full length with Shadow Mountain Publishing. So the
Okay.
proper romance line. And that's my first full length novel I've ever published.
That is, and have you got another one coming out?
I have the second book in that series written, but it won't come out till 2024.
Okay.
I have to wait my turn in line.
Yes, well, I know. I'm with my traditionally published books. I finish it and then it's a year before
Yep.
it comes out, and then by that time you've forgotten who the characters are.
Yeah, you need a quick refresher. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's great.
Yeah.
And so we're recording this a couple weeks before it actually goes on, and you're expecting a baby. Is that true?
Not this Saturday, but next Saturday is my induction date. But I've never made it to induction date before. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, that is so exciting. And this is baby
Number 3.
number 3. And
Yep.
do you know if it's boy or girl?
Having a boy. I have 2 girls and we finally got a boy, which is good
Oh.
because I'm done.
So you've got a complete set now.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm good.
Well, tell us about Games in a Ballroom. I read the blurb and it just looks darling. So cute. So tell us the plot and why readers should read it.
It's different. So it's how I like do a quick pitch is pretty much it's like Pride and Prejudice, Mr. Darcy, but they're in London and they're at balls and a group of friends play tag in a ballroom.
Mm.
The game of tag, like tag you're it, is actually one of the guys' way of secretly courting his sister's friend who is pretty much off limits to him because of what her dad requires for her in a marriage. So it's a very playful. I'm not a serious drama writer. So if you need gut-wrenching crying, I'm probably not a good fit for you. But if you just need something to laugh about, then I would be a good fit for you. It's more silly than it is serious, but there are some serious aspects
Yeah.
woven in there.
So Regency romantic comedy.
Regency, yep. Yes, I had a reviewer. She said it perfectly. It was something to the fact of the action adventure that Jane Austen didn't know she needed, or something like that. Like I loved it. I was like, that's who I want to be.
Yes.
So
Jane Austen, I mean, she's the quintessential romance writer, and her books are funny.
yes.
I mean, not all of them, and they're not funny all the time, but delightful characters and just really fun plot points and stuff. So
Yes, she's got a very witty humor
yes,
that just sits well. Yep.
that's what I like to read, and that's what I like to write too. So
It's funny because the most quoted quote from my book actually has nothing really to do with the romance aspect of it. It's about the pig prank that I have the group of guy friends pull. My pig prank is probably the most quoted part of my book, which I just laugh at that I write a romance and the most quoted part is about this pig prank. But I was like, I'm honored. I'll take it. So
absolutely. Well, that's when you know it's a good book because it's well-rounded, I guess. I don't know.
yeah. I laugh because I am not a touchy-feely romantic person. Like humor is more my love language than fluffy stuff. And so how I became a romance writer, I'm still not sure. But I definitely hit more humor points in my book than I do swoon-worthy romance, but it's in there.
Well, you are a kindred spirit because that's where I fit too. I love to make people laugh and I love to make people fall in love. So, and
The
usually
love part's been a difficult one for me. Usually my editor's like, you need to add about another paragraph onto this kissing scene. And I'm like, oh, great.
Oh, I can't do it.
Oh man. But then it makes me feel better when I hear Sarah Eden tell like in an interview that she hates writing kissing scenes. I'm like, okay, if Queen Sarah Eden feels that way, I feel better about myself.
Yes, well, so when my husband and I, like, this was our second date, and I was not used to guys like, you know, kissing on like, you had to wait till like the seventh date or something. And so we were sitting there talking, and he just leaned in and kissed me, and I was not expecting it. So I was smiling, and he kissed my teeth. So that's one of the first kissing scenes I wrote is this guy kissing her teeth because I thought, oh, that's funny. It's not romantic, it's funny. Well, okay, we're almost done. This has been delightful. Tell me, okay, so you've told me about Scapegoat. Do you have any other movies that are like your favorite romantic movie?
Favorite romantic movies. I don't know. Well, okay. I don't know if it technically counts as a romance, but the romance in it is so just addicting because it's not a main plot point. But the BBC series Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I
Amy.
love what they do with Sherlock because I mean, he is the typical Sherlock. He's more focused and doesn't understand human feelings, but there's this side character, Molly, who you obviously has a crush on him. And she works in the morgue and she helps him kind of with some of his detective work. And they just have this back and forth relationship that just, oh, it's so good. I mean, you get the power of the modern day Sherlock stories and the cool crime aspect, and then you have this back and forth relationship between them that you're just like, just kiss her already. So
Yeah, right there, not to spoil it. Okay, this is a spoiler. Just turn off your video for a minute. She kind of helps him at the very end, like do this fake his, really. She helps him fake his death, and I do love that. She is the one that he absolutely can count on.
Yes.
Almost nobody else.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's so a romance, but it's not a romance, but it's just so a romance because you're just like, you just know behind the scene that we don't get to watch that they are like best friend, like just the best. And
okay, here's the last question. You're stuck on a desert island. Would you rather have a lifetime supply of chocolate or toilet paper?
Toilet paper.
Okay.
That's the one. I don't want to have to worry, fear, or find not have anything. Chocolate sometimes doesn't sit well with me. So
okay, well then that's an easy decision. Oh, well, Gentry, it has been such a pleasure. Thank you so much. Readers, go check out Games in a Ballroom. It sounds darling. I know you're going to love it. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.